I cannot wait to tell you guys about this book. Okay, this was so good. It's by Victoria Yost. She's my friend here on TikTok. If she's not your friend, you need to make her your friend. You need to get this book. It is called Wildflowers. Okay. Now, normally I do Christian book reviews because that's just normally what I read. But when she asked for some of her friends to help her out by reading this book and giving reviews, I was so excited to do so. This book did not disappoint. It is over 300 pages, and I finished it in 5 days as a homemaker with a husband and 3 kids. That is how good this book was. I could not put it down. So the main character, her name is Mona. She is an 18-year-old, and they're going through a pandemic when this book opens. Now, we can all relate to that, right? Which is so cool, though, because she wrote this like years ago before, we had our whole issue. But anyway, so we can all relate to what they're actually going through because we've been through a pandemic. But it's like what we went through, but like even more. So, and then the twists and the turns kept coming. You like never knew what was really going to happen next. You couldn't really tell who like was good or who was bad, especially from our perspective of how things played out in real life. So it was kind of hard because of the good guy in here is not one that we would expect to be the good guy. But it was so good. It kept me on my toes. It kept me wanting to turn the page. It kept me reading in the mornings, evenings. Anytime I could pick up this book, I was reading it. So if you like suspenseful things, but I have to say, my favorite thing about this book was that it was a clean read. Like I said, I read Christian books. I'm very, very guarded over the things that I read and the things that I watch and stuff like that. So there's no graphic scenes. It doesn't even imply a graphic scene. Okay, like she's so careful about the way that she writes things. She leaves nothing to the imagination. Even, when it could almost seem like something had happened, she finishes out the thought and nothing's going on. Like it's a clean read. On top of that, there's like no bad language. I think I maybe saw one bad word and that was like close to the very end of the book. So I know it's marketed for like young adults, but honestly, y'all, I am not that young anymore. But I absolutely loved this book. I really, really hope that she will go and do more, especially some more stories of the other characters because they were so deep. There was so much depth to the characters, but we don't get all of their stories. So I'm so excited to see what she does next. And this was a fantastic book. I already told my daughter, I'm like, you got to read this book. It was so good. So highly, highly, highly recommend. It's called Wildflowers by Victoria Yost. And I will tag her in the video so you can go to her page, or I do have it linked in my storefront. All right, enjoy.